Begley's just like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. So he's Mark, I feel like you you were the one who's here, not by choice, as it
under
were.
Protest.
Under protest. I'm here under protest. Mike picked the movies this month, and this was the last one of the month, and this is the movie of the month as far as I'm concerned. So maybe it's a good thing you're joining us, Mark. I don't know.
I hope so. Otherwise, that means it's a bad thing.
Oh, well, as you can tell, Mark Begley's excited, as am I, because on this episode of the Culture Cast, I'm still your host, Chris Stachiw, and I am joined by the man who put Mike White in Mike White March, Mike White.
That's me.
And all the way from Cambridge and Washawn, your friend and mine, Mark Begley.
Smart clown, huh?
Jesus Christ. And that's right. If you have been joining us for Mike White March, you know that we've been talking about middle-of-the-road Robin Williams movies as picked by ChatGPT. And dear God in heaven, we have made it, folks. We are now at Schmaltzville, USA. You've heard of Flavortown. Now welcome to Schmaltztown. Sentimentality rules the day, folks. We're talking about 1998's comedy film, supposedly, directed by Tom Shadyac, written by Steve Odekirk. Yes, the guy who put Faces on Thumbs, your friend and mine. We're talking about Robin Williams' Oscar bait film, Patch Adams.
He's not recommended by the Surgeon General.
We'll use humor to heal pain and suffering.
He's not certified by the AMA.
If you want to be a clown, go join the circus.
And 4 out of 5 doctors surveyed
Donner, party of 50?
don't know what to make of him.
The hospital will cover all of your bills. Any other questions?
Nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor, Robin Williams.
Your TV's broken here.
Patch Adams, rated PG-13. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
The film is, like I mentioned, directed by Tom Shadyac with a screenplay by Steve Odekirk, based on the book Gesundheit, Good Health is a Laughing Matter, written by the real Patch Adams, Hunter Patch Adams. But hey, don't let Robin Williams fool you. His name is Patch, and he'll keep correcting you every single time you don't say his name. And the movie tells the story, possibly, of the real-life Patch Adams, a doctor with some radical ideas who thought that laughter was the best medicine of all. Fast forward to the end of this movie, even Patch Adams hates this movie because this movie is based on a true story in the most loosest of definitions, based on a true story. Patch Adams is. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. If you have never seen this movie, I would actually suggest pausing this and going and watching it, because there's going to be a lot that we're going to talk about. I feel like there's a lot here with this movie, not just it being a biopic, but it also being an Oscar bait movie and a Robin Williams movie. So with all of that in mind, Mr. Mike White, I'm going to turn the floor over to you for one last time this month. My God, what have ye wrought, Mike? What have ye wrought?
Was that my question? What have I wrought?
Well, I guess what has Robin Williams wrought is probably a better question. And Tom Shadyac.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah. Very strange that Odenkirk was the guy behind this. I would never have picked. Had you held a gun to my head and tell me 100 writers that could have written this movie, Odenkirk's name never would have come up.
I mean, to be fair, though, it's so poorly written. It's like a guy who has no talent in terms of drama is writing a dramatic script, huh?
Well, it's interesting that you said, I think it was last week when we were recording, that you had never seen Good Morning Vietnam.
Correct.
Basically, this is Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, this is like
except bad.
Yeah, this is like the dumbed down version of Good Morning Vietnam. I mean, the whole thing with Bob Gunton being that kind of hard ass. For he basically says, like, I'm going to turn you into soldiers. He is the drill sergeant of this movie. I'm very surprised that they have I can't remember the actor's name, the guy from Fargo, as the dean, who he's able to kind of go around, because it's just like, oh yeah, here's the crusty old prof who's going to kick him out of college. But then no, he's just able to go to the dean and say, no, I really want to be here. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, don't worry. Just try to stay away from that professor. I'm like, what? That seems very odd that he's just able to get around that. It really kind of takes all of the conflict out of the movie, really.
Didn't eat dinner here. He's going to McDonald's. That's what we're talking about. Gunderson.
So, Mark
Gunderson, yes.
Mark Begley, same question to you, my friend. What did you think of Hunter Patch Adams, the film?
Oh, was that the question? What did I think? I thought you said,
Yeah.
what did I rot?
No, also, but what did you think of the movie also as well?
Okay, yeah, that was pretty much what I thought. But yeah, go ahead.
Never seen this movie before. Always get it confused with Awakenings just because it's Robin Williams as a doctor and using
Unconventional methods.
yes, that's exactly the phrase I was
Homeopathic
gonna use.
remedies.
I saw Awakenings in the theater and enjoyed it. I don't think I've seen it since then, but I have a feeling it's a lot better than this film. I may be the only one that didn't hate this movie, though.
You know what, Mark? I didn't really hate this one either.
I kind of let the schmaltz and the heartstrings get plucked. I have to admit, I teared up a couple times, and I know that that's exactly what they were gunning for, and it worked on me.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't say.
I mean, the Peter Coyote
surprised.
stuff, if you didn't, have any feelings during the Peter Coyote scenes, I don't know what to tell you. You may be dead inside.
That's fair. There are a handful of scenes in this movie that work, but this movie's 2 hours long. I mean, the problem is this is still a biopic, which means it still has to hit certain notes. And those notes are fucking obvious. You see those notes coming from 10 miles away, 20 miles away.
This may be going way too far ahead in the film, and I know that this character is not a real character from his life, but when she says, men have been attracted to me my entire life, got me too.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you know what she's getting at. She puts the hard stress on entire, and he finally gets it, and we all get it, and it's at the very tail end of the film, and very manipulative, but it's still that's a horrible thing to hear.
Yeah, it feels like the real backlash against this movie was I don't want to be manipulated. I can see you're trying to manipulate me. And yeah, 100%. I could see it, like you were saying, coming from miles away. It was like, oh, okay, here's this character and this is what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, we have seen this story play out so many times, but I was kind of there with you. I was a little mad at how they're trying to manipulate me, but at the same time, I'm just like, this really isn't that offensive. Again, I thought this was going to be super, yes, it's schmaltz like crazy, but I wasn't angry at the schmaltz. I was just like, yeah, okay, this is just what it is. It's just an Oscar baity type of movie, and it's stacked to the rafters when it comes to the cast. I mean, you mentioned Peter Coyote, just in here for what, 10 minutes, if that, 3 scenes, barely even get to see the guy. For the most part, he's being introduced through him yelling at nurses, and it's not until midway through the film that we actually get to see him for the first time.
Yeah, that was a little odd, though. Kind of already spoiled it, his death scene when his family leaves, and Patch is the one at his bedside when he goes, can we flip this? That was weird. That felt very manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it was a touching moment. I don't know. And I'm usually pretty cynical about stuff like that. But
Ellis, you are.
Maybe I was, I don't know, in some kind of mood yesterday when I watched it. The one thing, though, that did really bug me about this movie, and this idea of the kind of lone wolf going against the grain, fighting authority, is that it smacks of self-righteousness and arrogance, as in this person knows better. I mean, that's the struggle in the film. I mean, it's the back and forth between him and Shawshank Warden the whole movie. I know better than you. I'm a first-year med student, but I think that people should be treated this way, or it should be done this way, and laughter needs to be a part of this, and you need to get personal with your patients. And there's a reason that first-year med students don't get allowed to see patients, a very good reason, since they don't know what they're doing, and if they caused harm, it would be a very big problem. But aside from that, that idea of, I had it in my head yesterday too. Another good example of that in film. I mean, Good Morning Vietnam is sort of the same way too, where that's not as serious a situation because it's just him being a fucking radio host. But that idea of whatever his trauma and history that's formed this idea, and being in the mental hospital at a young age and all that, but it still doesn't supersede all of those kind of important rules in a hospital setting. And that sort of irritated me the whole time. Like, I know we're supposed to be gunning for this guy because, laughter is the best medicine, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, there's a good reason why you don't start a clinic and treat patients when you don't even have your degree yet. There's a good reason for this. So
how dare you not care about the patients, Mark Begley? How dare you think only of their disease? No, you can't. Clearly, the movie said you can't. Therefore, you can't.
Hey, as a person who was pretty recently in the hospital, you can do both.
I know.
Everybody that I encountered was very pleasant, and generally they know what your name is because it's all over your paperwork or on the computer that they're typing into. So they talk to you and pretend to care at least, and ask you how you're doing and how you're feeling and can they do anything for you. And it's not just, a group of students come around a patient and go, this is broken femur number 22. We've implanted a pin in his leg, not acknowledge you. It doesn't really go that way. Maybe it did in 1971 or whenever the fuck this is supposed to take place. But, it's that kind of stuff where they show the one extreme and then he's like the only person that asks the patient their name. It's like, I'm sure other doctors do this kind of thing too. They're not all heartless Philip Seymour Hoffmans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, fuck that guy.
You pig fuck. Philip Seymour Hoffman's in this movie for
I just
5
kept
minutes.
waiting for his turn. I'm like, when is he going to turn? When is he gonna turn?
He did
And then
turn.
he did, but he disappeared for a long time. So I was like, I guess we don't get the turn. But then he came back and I was like, we're going to still get the turn.
In role for supporting actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Mitch Roman, Patch Adams.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. God. So look, I have seen this movie before. I had seen this movie growing up on DivX. I did not see this movie in theaters, but I know I saw it on DivX. I don't know why it sticks out to me, but I remember seeing it. And I don't know. I don't remember enjoying it as a kid. I think that's more understandable. Obviously, like what 8 or 9-year-old is going to get any enjoyment out of this movie? None. But as an adult, I still I will say still as an adult, I find this movie to be just kind of the worst example or best example, depending on how you look at it, of this kind of movie being made at this time. And like you both have already alluded to, the intentions behind the filmmakers being blatant and like subtle as a fucking hammer over your head most of the time. Like this is subtlety by way of like Gallagher smashing watermelons on stage. Like this is so unsubtle what Robin Williams is doing. And look, I don't blame Robin Williams one bit. He turns in a believable performance. But he's also just kind of playing himself, is what it feels like at times.
His shtick comes just like with the Chevy Chase movies we talk about. It's like, when are we going to get the shtick? And every time he's performing for, especially the sick kids and stuff, it's like, well, there it is.
Yeah, here's
this a million times.
Here's why he's in the movie again, and it goes back to, and Mike, I think you would agree, it goes back to what we were talking about with Man of the Year, which is, wouldn't it be crazy if Robin Williams was, and then fill in the blank. In Man of the Year, it was, wouldn't it be crazy if Robin Williams was the president? This movie, it's, wouldn't it be crazy if Robin Williams was a doctor? However, to your point, Mark, he'd already played a doctor in Awakenings. So again, here, it's more like, wouldn't it be crazy if he was a doctor who cured people through the magic of laughter? Because Robin Williams is a comedian.
Have you ever heard of the healing power of laughter?
This summer, Robin Williams will make you believe laughter is the greatest medicine. It's not, I mean, yes, laughter obviously helps. Yes, being in a positive state of mind helps. What the bleep do we know talks about the way you can positively charge the ions in water, and human bodies are made up primarily of water, so there may be some positive benefits gained by being positive and in a positive state of mind. Sure, I'm not disagreeing with Patch Adams of the movie or Patch Adams of the real life person that the movie's based on. However, I think it is so unfair to put Robin Williams in this movie and expect him to elevate it above a mediocre script, because the script is insanely mediocre. The storytelling devices and narrative conceits are lazy, and they are by the book in ways that you guys have already alluded to with other movies. I mean, even movies in Robin Williams' own film canon of films with Good Morning Vietnam, a movie he was, again, lauded for. He was nominated for an Oscar for, I believe, like a comedic performance in a comedic performance in a dramatic film, or however you want to view Good Morning Vietnam, from what I can tell of the movie, because I want to watch it, obviously, now having talked
it's
about
pretty
it so
much that.
Right.
It's pretty much that.
It's kind of like
stuff in it.
it's like this. It's like this. It's about Vietnam, but again, you have Robin Williams in it. So how dark can we really get? Like, it's not What Dreams May Come. They hadn't fully embraced removing comedy from Robin Williams' shtick completely, and that's the other thing. I'm not saying have Robin Williams as a doctor without the shtick, but actually have Robin Williams as a doctor without the shtick. I don't know, like Chevy Chase's shtick at the point we're at now with our Chevy Chase podcast, we are tired of the shtick. I'm not saying we're tired of Robin Williams' shtick at this point in 1998. Far from it. I think he's at his kind of like almost his peak here, really, in a lot of ways, in terms of like visibility for the film audience, maybe not so much TV, but Robin Williams is saddled with one of the more, I would say, in my opinion, major Hollywood biopic, like lazies. Like, this is one of the laziest major Hollywood biopics I've ever seen, because it in a lot of ways, Robin Williams is putting in a lot of effort in the performance, and the movie around him is just going through the motions, and the manipulativeness of the movie is part of that. And I feel like this movie's manipulative nature is what people know about it now. Like, that's what people know is like the schmaltziness. And to y'all's point, love it or hate it, it did not work for me. It felt insanely manipulative. But the problem is then you put Robin Williams in it, who clearly he can get emotions out of both of y'all. I was crying in the first 10 minutes of Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay. And that's because Robin Williams can play a sad sack, and he plays a sad sack in this movie. It feels so unearned, because the movie surrounding him is not elevating itself to the level that his performance is. I'm not saying this is the best Robin Williams performance, but he's pretty good in the movie. But when has Robin Williams not been good? But License to Wed, that was about it for this month, really. Like, that was the one thing this month where we were like, he's not great. But everything else, we've been like, he's honestly not the problem in the movie. Once again, the script fails Robin Williams. So
Can I say something about Good Will Hunting? I'm Good Will Hunting.
well, you can say something about Good Will Hunting too if you want.
The other good movie, Good Morning Vietnam. The true hero of that film is Bruno Kirby.
That's true.
Let's just get this. That should have been the Oscar-winning performance of that film. I grew up with Mork and Mindy and was close to being obsessed with Robin Williams as a kid. And so when he started doing films, I was very interested. I saw World According to Garp at some point on TV. Still one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
Zero Robin Williams shtick in that film, which I think is a benefit to the movie, definitely overall. And I saw Moscow on the Hudson in the theater and was very disappointed, because I was still probably like 10 years old or something. So that didn't work for me. But I, was still always interested in what he was doing as far as films, and since Mork and Mindy had ended and all that. But my point to this is, like World According to Garp and Good Will Hunting, I kind of prefer when he's not doing his shtick in the film. When he's being somewhat dramatic.
But they could make it work. It's just they're forcing it into places where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, and they can
make it work. I mean, it's not a far cry to believe Robin Williams' comedic shtick could have worked in this movie, but they're like inserting it where it just doesn't belong, and it's like,
it also bugged me because it's taking place in hospital rooms, and he's very loud about it, and he's not supposed to be there. And so again, my brain, which can't handle it, I'm like, okay, you're not supposed to be there, and you're walking around with bedpans on your feet.
Yeah.
Make it easier to get caught. I don't I get the whole deal. I get why he's doing this. And thank God, none of those kids was on their deathbed, and at least we didn't get manipulated that way.
But why not? I guess is my question. Ill. My question is why not? Like I don't understand why not. Like why does the movie pull that punch? It's unwilling to pull every other punch, but the one of having
scene that they took out. Who knows? Like this is too much.
I didn't see any information about them taking that out.
I didn't.
I know, but I mean, look, the movie's known for its schmaltziness. Why was that not the thing? Like, why did they had to have Peter Coyote. Yeah, I almost said it wrong. They had to have him instead. They were like, he's an adult. It's okay. But then the optics of that scene in and of itself are weird because it's like there's no world where this guy's family's like, all right, stay with the doctor.
Okay, we'll leave and let this guy who's not even. I don't even think he was in his third year yet.
Yeah.
And why does he come in and start massaging Peter Coyote's feet and singing? Like, is he paraplegic or something? Like, I never got what his ailment was. And yeah, I'm very surprised that little girl who looked like she was going through cancer treatment. I'm very surprised that they didn't have a death scene for her or more of that, or like her getting better and coming back at the end and being like, and that's why Dr. Patch Adams saved me, something where it was like, go ahead.
She was at the hearing, I believe. She was one of the kids at the hearing. I think I saw her in there. So,
well, no, she did. There were, she came in at the end in the deification scene where he is deified and sent to heaven, which is what it felt like. Like, my God, I don't know. Like, there are moments in this movie where it's like Steve Odekirk was like, oh yeah, you got this opportunity to have Robin Williams go in front of a whole room of like meat packer people. It'll be so funny. Tonally discordant with the rest of your goddamn film. Like, so again, you have Robin Williams. Cool. However, to Mark's point, Robin Williams is clearly not a one-trick pony at all. His ability to be a dramatic actor is real. Like you want to pigeonhole him as a comedian. He's an actor. Like there are plenty of comedians that would not call themselves actors. I would think Robin Williams would call himself an actor and a comedian. I don't know in which order, if there was an order that he cared about, but the way he's being written for is like a comedian without any acting abilities. Like, and yet when you see him on screen, even in those moments where, the scene where they're in the hallway of the hospital and they're like, this woman is, diabetic and her feet and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what's her name? Like that scene's heartbreaking. And Robin Williams is, again, like just elevating a really lazy, obvious script because he is just a genuine, believable, like charismatic act. But so much of this movie is just like, you can see this shit coming from a mile away. Like the kids coming back at the end, or his friend being murdered, or again, like, this whole big kind of scene at the end of the movie, the stand, everybody stands up and cheers moment. Like literally they stand and giving him a standing ovation at the end of this movie. Like it's just so obvious. I don't understand why Steve Odekirk thought he could get away with this in 1998. And I'm not surprised that this movie was successful, but this movie's successful because of Robin Williams and almost nothing else. Like the movie was pretty much like widely panned by critics at the time for the overdone sentimentality and saccharine nature of the movie. Like the critics at the time were like, but movie made a ton of money. So, capitalism can't be wrong.
I was actually expecting it to be worse. So I think I was coming in with my expectations being just rock bottom and being like, oh, this is going to be a shit show. It wasn't a shit show. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. There are a few filmmaking moments where I'm just like, I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. There's one moment in particular with Philip Seymour Hoffman. I think it might be their first meeting where he's looking at Williams. They cut back to Williams. They cut back to him, and he's got this weird look on his face. And I'm just like, what was that? Like, did we just miss something? Like, he has this very sour look on his face. I'm like, okay, I understand he doesn't like him, but it just felt like they were missing an interaction right there to really put that sour look on his face. And how sad is it watching this movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman and Robin Williams sharing these scenes together? And you're like, man, they were dead within just a few months of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. So sad. I mean, both of these guys. And you watch this Philip Seymour Hoffman character, and I'm just like, did he escape from like Dead Poets Society? Because it feels like we're just about in that era. You know, I'm like waiting for him at the end to stand up on a desk and say, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," or something.
Yeah. You know, I kept having to remind myself, okay, I believe we're still in the early 70s because none of his attire fits for that era. But,
No.
and even Monica Potter's character, kind of, but not really her hairstyle, but Philip Seymour Hoffman has the look, and a lot of the extras had the appropriate look. And of course, they're playing all the music from that time. But
Right.
it was really
Again,
kind of
taking me back to Good Morning Vietnam, especially there was one song where it's like, wasn't this in the Good Morning Vietnam soundtrack? But I think it might have been the Big Chill soundtrack.
yeah, same time frame, little later than Good Morning Vietnam, maybe, but
Mhm.
yeah. I just kept having to remind myself we're still in the early 70s. I mean, he didn't make it to his third year until way late in the film. And I'm
yeah.
oh, now he's finally a third year medical student, but he's kind of been roaming around the hospital all this time, even though Shawshank Warden doesn't, is going to catch him at any moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a little bit confusing because people wore Hawaiian shirts back then, but not that kind. Like
Mhm.
they just looked too modern to me. All his clothes looked too modern to me, and it was throwing me off. Maybe that was a stipulation of his. I don't know.
It
Maybe
could be.
Patch Adams wears Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, there was one moment where he's wearing like I think it's a bright red shirt. No, it's purple shirt and red pants. And I'm like, is he auditioning to be a Batman villain? Like, it just looks great. Like, I understand, like, oh yeah, this guy's doesn't fit with the system. He wears strange clothes and multicolored clothes, and he's the brightest, most brightly lit person there. And it's like, okay, yeah, but there are times where I'm just like, that's a little much right now. Like just walking across campus in this outfit. Holy shit. Like turn down the brightness a little bit.
Best I can tell, if you look at some of the pictures of him online, that is the case. I mean, even his Wikipedia picture has him wearing like a rather brightly colored shirt. Look, I'll tell you, the scene in the movie that works for me, and it is obviously, and I think we've alluded to it, the most manipulative, is having Robin Williams on screen with these real children with real cancer. Because that's the other thing, mind you. Like, these are not like stunt cast. I mean, it is stunt casting, but these are real children with real cancer opposite Robin Williams. Like, it's heartwarming, but I mean, it's heartwarming in the same way watching John Cena go grant Make-A-Wishes is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's heartwarming in this is actually something nice to see, but to both of your points, like to then film it and put it on screen is a touch odd. And I'm not saying we didn't. Would this movie feel as schmaltzy and sentimental if we had not had that scene in the movie
of him with all the kids?
Yeah, like let's take this movie a step back and let's all kind of agree, like, our varying opinions on the movie aside. The range of the movie has a rather large range in terms of what it's trying to do. Could you remove those scenes from this movie? Which I think is where a lot of the schmaltzy manipulativeness of the movie lies. With the kids, could you take that out of this movie and would it make the movie work just as well, make it work better? Or would it be one of these things where it's like, nah, the movie still is just kind of still getting by on the most basic storytelling tropes of this kind of movie? Because that's where I would come down, but I'm just curious y'all's thoughts. Because again, like, that's for me the most manipulative part of the movie is these real children with real cancer on screen opposite Robin Williams.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with that one. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I just kept thinking, I remember that girl's smile being used in the trailer
and the posters and
like
the promotion
real
materials.
big, toothy grin. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember her. That was about all I kept thinking. I was more, just being, and this is just how my brain is, just being bothered by the fact that you're being too obvious about this and loud, and you're not supposed to be here. So that just kept bugging me. Like, I get it. You can be funny without being obnoxiously loud and go in there and talk to all the kids and be silly. But so I didn't even really think about the manipulation of those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
and thinking about it now, it doesn't really bother me. And knowing that, obviously they got the permission and from the parents and all this, and hopefully from the kids as well, that to use this in the film. I mean, as we've mentioned numerous times already, it's just a big manipulation movie. But I don't know, some of the
all movies are
of it-
manipulation movies, aren't they?
In
some way. Yeah.
I mentioned ordinary.
Subtlety with which you do it, I guess, is the issue. Like, it's a subtlety question. I'm not saying I don't appreciate something that is manipulative on the face of it. Like, there are plenty of movies that I watch. I'm like, I know that this movie knows exactly what it's doing, but it's the subtlety and tact with which you do things can't be overlooked, because there are so many movies you can go watch other than this one. There's so many other Robin Williams movies you can go watch where he's doing a better performance with this kind of role even. And it's just, again, like, I don't know. It's almost like you take Robin Williams and you go, well, you're just a comedian. You know what I mean? So we're going to have you do your shtick. And your shtick is going to be as half as much of the movie as his shtick. The other half is this like forced sentimentality, and that, again, like, that's just me. I get it, like, but I don't know. I want better from Robin Williams as an actor. I want the people who cast him in things to do better, because they're just like, well, like we've already said, like, his shtick is just going to carry him through the movie, so we'll just do his shtick. There's nothing more than that. And it's like, but there's so much more than that.
I think the manipulative thing that I have a problem with is the Karen character not being a real person.
Yeah.
Gender swapped technically.
Well,
So a friend of Patch Adams that was a guy that got murdered.
Mhm.
Right, but which could have worked in the film. So having it be like a love interest that never gets to come to fruition, and then her giving this, finally opening up to him about 5 minutes before she gets killed in the film, not on screen, in the film, is horribly manipulative. Like, oh, we just had this huge emotional thing where she's talking about being sexually abused as a child and through God knows how much of her life. I mean, that's what she's getting at that point. And then, so then I'm asking, why in the hell did she go to this guy's place who she was put off by at the clinic?
Mm-hmm.
Why did she go by herself, for one thing? So that's, I think, a fault of the film as well, manipulating. And then, I knew the minute she walked in that door, oh, well, this is when she dies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a horrible way to go about this as far as the film itself. So that was the thing that bothered me about the manipulation of the movie, was her whole storyline.
Wait, what about and Mike, you'll appreciate this. What about the Jack moment of the movie? Remember that movie's obsession with butterflies and chrysalises, and then this movie also has a weird obsession with it. Where it's like, she always loved butterflies, and then I'm gonna kill myself, but I'll wait to kill myself before, and then a butterfly landed on my hand, and she's here. Give me a sign, God. Give me a sign. Like, oh, talk about manipulation. Like, holy shit, movie. Like, it's almost like it's just like it has like a list of things, and it's just like checking every box. Like, scene where he stands up to authority figure. All right, what? Scene where he stands up to authority figure again. All right, check mark. Scene where his love interest dies. Scene where his love interest pushes back. Like, all the things. Like, we're just checking every box. But man, when she dies, it's like, movie. Is this not? Like, what happens here? Like, is he gonna get sent back in time to go to Vietnam now? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, how much are they piling on this guy? Like, to make him to have to rise above. It's like, movie, the real life story could be interesting. Like, you don't have to really gussy it up. Like, there's no need. A guy who's like, I see a need in the world of medicine to be more empathetic towards patients. Like, that's a story worth telling.
Yeah.
Maybe not like this.
The scene that bothered me the most, and I don't know why, because it's a funny scene, but at the same time, it's just one of these scenes where it's, look at our main character and he can literally do no wrong. There is really, I don't think Patch Adams has a weakness whatsoever.
He's too compassionate, Mike. That's why his girlfriend dies.
Well, it's like he has nothing to overcome. Like, at the beginning, he's checking himself into this mental hospital, and he's just like, you know what, I'm checking myself out. I'm all better, and I've cured Harold Gould and Michael Jeter. I'm getting out of here. And then he leaves. And the thing that gets me is you mentioned the meat packing thing, because it's just like, oh, this guy's so great. He can come in and like fool all these meat packers, and he wins this game. He gives a speech, and I'm just like, how the hell did that happen? Like, like just cut to him on stage giving a speech, and I'm like, oh, okay. And like, no one is on to him whatsoever that he isn't what he says he is. And I'm just like, well, our main character is kind of a liar here. So, all right. It's just that whole, our main character can do no wrong. He's so good that everybody loves him, even this random group of, meat packers from Chicago.
And he's apparently the smartest student at the school.
Oh, he sure is. Or at least second smartest.
He's smart that Philip Seymour Hoffman reports him for cheating.
Exactly. And then that kind of seems like it's a thing, and then it just dies. And I'm like, no, that's a serious thing to be accused of cheating. That's a very, very serious thing. We need to have like a whole investigation of that, but just kind of goes away after a while.
You know what this reminded me of also in a way, Mike? You remember how in License to Wed, we were like, how can one man have all this time for all these people to do all these wedding things and be like watching them and like eavesdropping? How does he, like, what do you have to be a dick to him? And he's like, oh, well, since you're a dick to me, I'm going to make you happy. Like, what happens to all the people that don't need to be cheered up? Does he go to their rooms? Or no, it's just like the grumpy guy and other grumpy guy and grumpy woman and then children. Like, all the adults he interacts with for the most part are like turds, other than the one older lady. But like the Peter Coyote character and then the other like older man, they're like, they never smile and they're always mean to everybody, and he'll warm their icy hearts. It's like, oh my God, movie. Like, again, see it coming from a mile away. But we never see him like going and practicing medicine on somebody that's just like a normal person. Like, just like walks down the hallway. He's like, hello, I'm Dr. Patch Adams. Nice to meet you. It's like, nope. These people that like all really need his help. It's like, man, movie, like you're missing, it misses the point at every opportunity to get us to find him to be, I guess, relatable. Because like you said, Mike, he's perfect from the moment we meet him. Like the term Mary Sue gets used in like relation to like Daisy Ridley's character from Star Wars, but Patch Adams gets his friend killed. He almost gets his other friend kicked out of med school. He almost gets himself kicked out of med school. And by the end of the movie, everybody is standing in a room and clapping for him. Even the people that hated him. And it's like, he's I don't know. I was rewatching Ted Lasso, and that show is insanely emotionally manipulative as well. But yet I kind of give it a pass. And when I was rewatching it this time, I was like, man, I kind of don't like how manipulative this show is anymore. And that's weird because when I watched Ted Lasso the first time, I was like, I appreciate that this show is going out of its way to be emotionally manipulative, but in a positive way. And I think maybe it's because it was in a way I'd never seen a show do that before. And now other things have kind of caught wind of how to write characters realistically and empathetically that don't feel like this, because this is just, again, this feels very flat on the page. Like Robin Williams is elevating it, and Monica Potter and Philip Seymour Hoffman are doing their best, but these characters are flat on the page. Like there's very little to them in terms of real, like we see Patch Adams and he cares about sick people, but beyond that, I don't know if there's much of a character to him, which seems to be why the real Patch Adams took issue with the movie, is it just kind of takes his full idea and just goes, well, he just makes people laugh, and that's all it is. It's like, okay, wow.
Did you know that we have a constitutional right to visit sick people?
No, I did not know that.
Me either. That's something that he says in this, and I'm like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, I love that old lady that's in this one.
Wedding singer grandma.
Yeah, wedding singer grandma. She's great. Ellen Albertini Dow, who had been working for so many years, and even like her second role, her credits name is Old Lady. It's like just one of those people that I guess looked old from
1932.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, all right. Yeah, she's great. And then I never really caught her name. So then when they bring her back later and have the whole thing of pool full of noodles, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of cute. But at the same time, I don't know how they're going to boil all those noodles.
Right.
I mean, again, I go back to what I said. Patch Adams has all this time to do all these things for all these people. Like, how? Just, I don't know, like laughter is good medicine, sure, but you can't go. The entire hospital's not going to have this wish list of things, and this guy's just going to keep going to each room and putting on these like escape room level things for people. It's like, what? Where does he find the time to do this and be a straight A student and open his own clinic? Like, movie, good God, where does he find the time? Good for him.
That's what people ask me all the time.
Right. Where do you find the time to cure the common cold through the magic of laughter and set up your own clinic and get your friends killed because they're dealing with people with people with mental illness on top, like the mentally ill guy in the movie kills his girlfriend. Like, of course. This is the other thing. Like, the movie opens with a mental institution, and it actually does a really good job of pointing out how little the medical profession does seem to care about mental health. But then by the end of the movie, it trivializes mental health again. It's like, well, this guy had mental health problems and he killed her. And it's like, all right, wow, movie. Good Lord. Like,
well, and that's really something that they probably shouldn't be treating at his little village clinic.
Yeah.
no.
Without actual professional.
Right. Giving fucking Band-Aids and shit. Okay.
Yeah. If you're going to get into trouble for anything with that, it's not that you're seeing people, offline without a license. It's that you just put your girlfriend into horrible danger and she died. So, yeah.
That's the real issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, really, they could have taken the Truman character, who I thought I really liked that guy, Daniel London. They could have had him be killed. Like, we really didn't even need the Monica Potter character at all. And man, Monica Potter had a big, like 97, 98, and then a few things in the 2000s, but I don't see her anymore in anything. And I liked her. I liked her a lot, especially in Con Air, the thankless role that she has in there. But I mean, I really have not seen her in that many things because I never saw the remake of Last House on the Left, and she was also in Saw apparently, and
she was in Saw.
I can't remember that at all. Thank goodness.
She plays Carrie Elwes's wife in Saw that's taken hostage by Saw. Yeah. If you ever want to see your wife and daughter again, Dr. Gordon. Yeah, she's the one that's kidnapped by whatchamajiggy, the dude from Lost. Benjamin Linus from Lost. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Michael Emerson?
Yeah, Michael Emerson. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff either, but this is not
recent. Yeah.
Well, this is definitely not a thing to be like, well, this is a great performance. Like, she's
Along Came a Spider.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that like
head.
Double feature. Well, was that one of those Ashley Judd movies?
Is it Gina Davis?
No, it's her and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. And Penelope Ann Miller.
It's one of those movies, though.
Oh, really?
It's
wow.
Because
Alex Cross. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ashley Judd is in another one of those.
Oh, okay.
Movies. Kiss the Girls
yeah, with Carrie Elwes as the killer, right? Oh,
right.
Spoilers. Oh, fuck. Oh, spoilers. Oh.
He's 20 plus years old.
Oh, man.
Man, the film industry's been just quietly making Alex Cross movies for like the last 30 years.
I always get them confused too. Yeah.
Morgan Freeman was
Morgan
such a better Alex Cross than Tyler Perry. Oof.
Yeah. He's the one that's in both of those, though, I believe, right? Yeah.
But I swear that he made another movie with Ashley Judd. So I kind of group all three of those together, but I'll have to take a look at that. So, I mean, unfortunately, Ashley Judd has not been making that many movies either, which is very sad because I really liked her performances.
We all know why that happened.
Yeah, we sure do. And that sucks.
Yeah.
And hey, Along Came a Spider was directed by Lee Tamahori, of all people, Mike.
Yeah, we were just talking about him on the Sopranos podcast.
Yeah.
That will eventually come out.
Yeah, that's right. Soon. I guess
there was Double Jeopardy. Double Jeopardy and Kiss the Girls have almost the exact same poster. Double Jeopardy is the one I'm thinking of, but that was Tommy Lee Jones. So I was getting Tommy Lee Jones and Morgan Freeman mixed up, as most people do.
Did you know that you can't get tried for the same crime twice? That's called Double Jeopardy. This summer, Ashley Judd is in Double Jeopardy. Yeah. It's I think we talked about this earlier in the month, or maybe we talked about this offline. Oscar bait. This movie would be considered Oscar bait, I feel like. Yes, like Robin Williams in a major studio film, serious film. I mean, they're going into this movie, I'm assuming, trying to make it get nominated. I mean, it was nominated for Golden Globes for Best Actor, Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. But I feel like that's what they were gunning for here with Robin Williams' performance. I mean, he will end up winning an Academy Award after this. But this, was it the year before? No, year before, right? Yeah, because he would have been working on Good Will Hunting and this movie essentially at the same time. Like he went from this Good Will Hunting to this, essentially, because Good Will Hunting comes out the year before. So, man, Robin Williams had a pretty good 90s, I'll tell you.
Just for my edification, there was also High Crimes, which was Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd, and that was not an Alex Cross, but I was right that there were two of those combinations. So I apologize for interrupting, but
man, Morgan Freeman was having a good 90s too, apparently.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Working with all these white women of Hollywood and their Morgan Freeman opposite yet another one. Wasn't there one with Angelina Jolie? No, that was opposite
no.
Ethan Hawke in Killing by the Numbers. No, that was Ryan Gosling and Angelina Jolie. No,
are you thinking
that was Sandra Bullock and Ryan Gosling.
Sandra Bullock, yeah.
Yeah, Murder by Numbers. But then there was The Bone Collector with Angelina and Denzel.
That's probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Bone Collector, also a good name for a porno.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure that they made that. They're like, oh, we need one of these Lincoln Rhymes pornos.
Bone Collector. I'm not disappointed you guys didn't hate this movie. I'm not. I'm glad that it's maybe just me that's not a huge fan of this movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it ever again, most likely.
Oh, no.
Oh, you guys didn't like it that much, apparently, huh?
Mainly for the length. It was almost 2 hours.
Sad.
I didn't necessarily feel like, this is going forever and ever. It was over long, but yeah, I don't plan on. If I want to watch a Robin Williams movie, it's probably going to be World According to Garp, to be perfectly honest. Still my favorite of his.
If I'm going to watch Bob Gunton be a jerk to somebody, I'm going to watch Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I kept thinking about the whole damn movie.
I know.
At first, I didn't recognize him. I mean, I recognized him, but I'm like, well, where do I know this guy from? And then I was like, oh, yeah, duh. No, one of those dudes that knows how to be a dick in film.
So
primo.
good. Yeah. And yeah, I would recommend, Chris, that you finally watch Good Morning Vietnam and get the taste of this one out of your mouth.
I plan on it. I plan on it. I just didn't want to watch it this month because that would feel unfair given the expectations of this month being bad Robin Williams movies. Like I watch,
and guess who's in it?
Bob Gunton?
No,
Bob Odenkirk.
What's his nuts that wrote some of the Police Squad episodes? I can never remember his name. Comedian. Sort of.
I remember Richard Edson's in there, and I remember Forrest Whitaker. Isn't he in there as well?
Forrest Whitaker, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember who else is in Good Morning Vietnam. JT Walsh is also. I think he plays the Bob Gunton character in that one, where he's the hard ass
Robert Wool.
Oh fuck Robert Wool. Fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, I love Robert Wool.
He's in it.
Nice guy.
Robert Wool.
Nice guy.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm still traumatized by his role in Batman. He was just so bad in that.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you want to watch a Steve Odekirk thing, I mean, Enter the Fist, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, I think is a better choice than this.
I like that movie.
Or Ace Ventura. I mean, I know maybe Ace Ventura is not y'all's cup of tea.
Hey, I like Ace Ventura. I mean,
Okay.
I'm putting out an episode on Dumb and Dumber this
years,
week.
but
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, because I know some people are like really put off by Ace Ventura and Jim Carrey's comedic stylings, but I mean, Steve Odekirk wrote that movie. That movie's great. Like, that movie is great. Kung Pao Enter the Fist, also great. I just think Steve Odekirk probably
not the choice for this.
no. And actually, I'll be corrective here. Steve Odekirk wrote the second Ace Ventura. Tom Shadyac wrote the first one with Jim Carrey, but Tom Shadyac did direct this movie. So, however, nobody that was involved in this movie worked on Ace Ventura Jr., which is a real thing that everyone should avoid. Ace Ventura's son.
Wasn't this so? I think Odekirk also wrote Bruce Almighty, and didn't Shadyac direct that? So it was like kind of a reunion for them.
Yeah, and I actually kind of like Bruce Almighty.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce Almighty's pretty good. Yeah, they sure did. And I mean, Steve Odekirk's worked on, again, I mean, Jimmy Neutron is something that he worked on.
I love that show.
I mean, there's a fair amount of stuff that Steve Odekirk's done that's great. I'm not going to say stay in your lane, but I think your talents are better suited doing something else. And that I think is, let me put it this way, that's willed out in the last 20 plus years since this movie came out. He has not really gone back to making serious films. And again, I don't know how serious this movie even is. Did you guys notice there was a moment where Robin Williams starts like having double vision of Bob Gunton? What was going on? What was
That was
the four fingers things. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got that, but like
He was looking past the problem,
Right.
towards the solution.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Everyone just really reinforced that one. Then a butterfly flew in and landed on his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what blurry fingers look like.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Try it. Try
it. Do it in real life right now.
I am, and I'm not really seeing.
How many do you see, Mike? 8?
If you cross your eyes, you're
4.
going to see 6 or 7 fingers, but
Yeah.
and don't look like what they show on the screen.
Look a fucking idiot the whole time. Anything else we want to talk about with Steve Odekirk and Tom Shadyac's Patch Adams? Oh, actually, there's one thing I want to ask you, Mike. Did you notice the song at the end of the movie?
Oh, I don't know.
It's been a long road getting from there to here. The fucking song from Enterprise.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Really?
Yes.
Oh,
So I was
fuck.
like, you need to. That's what I said to you. I was like, please take note at the end of the movie what song they play over the credits. It is the Rod Stewart version of "Faith of the Heart," which then is
Jesus.
covered on by some other dude for Enterprise. Which I was like,
some
why
other
are they
dude,
playing the
that's right.
song from
Oh.
Enterprise at the end of the movie?
Oh,
No.
God. That is I don't know which is worse, that or the Firefly theme song, but they are both terrible.
Faith of the Heart is worse because Faith of the Heart was written for this movie.
Oh, God. So they couldn't even find an original song for those horrible opening credits for Enterprise?
No, that was I did not know that was not an original song until I was watching the end of this movie, and I was like, wait a second, why are they playing Enterprise's music covered by Rod Stewart? And then I realized that was a cover on Enterprise. So
Wow.
yeah, man. Oh, yeah. As if there wasn't reason enough for me to kind of not be a super big fan of this movie. It makes me think of inferior Star Trek on top of everything else. Yikes.
Did you watch the 2003 Bollywood film Muna by MBBS?
So I didn't, only because when I went and tracked it down, the premise of the movie is not as one-to-one as it sounds. It's like Sanjay Dutt plays a gangster who pretends to be a doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
very different.
yeah, it's different, but it still has that like he's a kind of thorn in the side of the system type thing. Like he's pointing out the problems in the system. I watched some of the clips from it. It looks pretty good. Like I mean, I'm a huge Sanjay Dutt fan, and his dad is in the film as well. I saw that and I was like, man, maybe we should watch the Bollywood remake of Patch Adams because it's probably better. Can you imagine though that they just did like a full-on remake of this movie? SRK will show you that laughter is the best medicine. Going around to the small Indian villages, helping the children who are starving to learn how to laugh because that'll fill their stomachs up more than food will.
I mean, really, Chris, I watched 3 Idiots recently, and that whole relationship between the professor and the why am I blanking out?
Amir Khan.
Amir Khan, like that character and the whole the writing, the pen that he has, the special astronaut pen and all that stuff, and how he gives them the pen. I mean, that whole relationship is very similar to Gunton and Adams in this movie.
But done way better. Way better.
Oh,
and less on the nose about it. Like oh God, yeah. Viral, the professor, he and Amir Khan are so good in that back and forth in that movie. And it's just like, man, like that movie comes out less than 10 years after this movie, like not even. And it's, again, you have the same, like he's a man against the system who wants to do it his own way. Like I would actually think it's a better
off at the end and creates his own clinic.
Yeah, it is kind of Patch Adams-esque, frankly. Yeah. To think of, 3 Idiots is it's almost Three Idiots is almost if Patch Adams was told from his friend's point of view, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, his two friends that are trying to find him, and then that rival is basically your Philip Seymour Hoffman guy, because he humiliates that guy so much throughout the whole film. He really needed to humiliate Philip Seymour Hoffman a little bit more.
He's his friend. He's his friend at the end, don't you know? And Robin Williams, we see his butt at the end of the movie. Ha ha.
Oh, God.
Butts are funny. Man, they literally copped the end of this movie and Jack, are shockingly similar. Ends at a graduation, almost like a free. There's just no freeze frame with Jack at the end where it's like Jack died later that day. Patch Adams went on to open up a clinic and man, all right. I think I would rather watch Jack over this movie. Genuinely.
I've never seen Jack, so I can't say.
I got a better idea. Patch Adams meets Jack.
There you go.
There it is. There's the
and then you get two Robin Williamses on.
Steve Odekirk's ears are perked up already.
Why did they never have two Robin Williamses on screen at the same time? Is it just because he was so riffing that he could never line up the two performances?
It would be too much.
Probably.
That is odd because they did. I mean, he's one of the few big comedians that never had that, right? Eddie Murphy, he made his bones on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
so many.
Eddie Murphy did that so many times, even.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So many comedians have that. And or they'll have the paired up with a dog or paired up with a little kid or both.
Well, Robin Williams did do the voice of a dog in the Absolutely Anything, that Simon Pegg movie. And that was his last performance, was the voice of that dog. If you want to go watch that movie, which is fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those weird British movies comedies that came out with Simon Pegg in the mid-teens.
So I guess the thing that I've learned over this month of doing these Robin Williams films with you, Chris, is that it's usually not him that's the problem. And I'm copying this from you from earlier. It's mostly the scripts and or the direction. But I think really we've seen some things that we were surprised about. I was surprised about this. And I think we were both very surprised about Jack.
Yeah.
But then other things that were, just exorable. I think Man of the Year was probably my lowest point of this month. I'm not sure if that one or License to Wed for you. Not sure. Which one was the worst for you?
I would say for me, Man of the Year was worse. And I would agree with you. You didn't say why, but I would say for me, my reasoning is that movie was worse.
Yeah.
That was a worse movie, a tonally more inconsistent film that at times felt discordant with itself and what it was trying to do. And then there's Robin Williams in it. It's wow, the one thing that doesn't work in that movie is Robin Williams. He's the odd man out in that movie. And I think, to your point, that's probably the biggest offense this month is that movie almost wastes him entirely. They have nothing for him to do in that movie. These other movies, in Patch Adams, he can kind of make do, or in License to Wed, it's tonally the wrong performance, and the movie doesn't lean into the fact that he's kind of a villain. But I think, Man of the Year is definitely the lowest point. This is just kind of, at this point, I knew what I was getting myself into at this point with this movie. So this movie, I'd seen it, so it's not that disappointing, but Man of the Year was overwhelmingly, I think, the worst thing we watched this month.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think RV, I still feel was just so wrong-headed, especially in the whole thing of we dislike the Christian Chenoweth and Jeff Daniels characters for no good reason whatsoever.
Right,
I'm just okay, yeah, the characters that Williams and his family play are just so distasteful, mostly because they have no hold in reality, and they're just a bunch of jerks. But so I think Man of the Year, and then RV for me, and then probably then maybe License to Wed. Man, it's tough, man, because that one was rough. And then it's so weird that Jack and the two movies that I thought for sure I was going to hate the most, Jack and Patch Adams, end up being the two movies where I'm that was pretty good. That was all right. Yeah. If anything, I'd like to see more of him as the kid in Jack. I would actually I think you said, I'd like to see another half an hour or take out a half an hour of some of the silliness and concentrate more on this. And if anything, go ahead and schmaltz that one up. Maybe they should take
schmaltz in that movie. Yeah.
Take some schmaltz from Patch and put it into Jack.
Yeah, I actually I would agree. I'm surprised. My big takeaway from this month really is the movie I was dreading watching ended up being the one that I was like, yeah, it's not the worst one. Yeah, Jack was, I think, the high point for me this month in terms of like, wow, I'm surprised that this movie wasn't as much of an affront as I was expecting a 40-year-old man with a 10-year-old's brain to be. But yet it's not as much as I mean, again, like I disliked Patch Adams much more than Jack. I would rewatch Jack 2 or 3 times over before I rewatched Patch Adams. I watched Patch Adams 3 times for this episode, so God help me. Yeah, the schmaltz. Yeah, the schmaltz. Take half an hour from Patch Adams and just give it to Jack. Even like cut the Corinne character out of this movie completely. Give Jack a love interest that gets murdered. I don't know.
Sure, why
I'm
not?
just gonna make shit up. Like,
Yeah,
just
I mean, at least
shit
Jack
up whole
was a
cloth,
real
like-
character. Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. I must have always conflated Patch Adams and Jack in my mind as like Jack is a real person because so is Patch Adams. So, yeah, boy. You think that Jack could have used some laughter? You think we could have had that? Bill Cosby is recast as Robin Williams, as Patch Adams in those scenes opposite himself, like a digitally de-aged Robin Williams. That's what it would have been. Christ almighty. There is no God. That would be the movie now, digitally. Yeah, well, that's what they did with Brad Pitt in Benjamin Button, just de-aged the shit out of him and turned him into like a little old man, like maquette. So what a weird month this has been for movies. This is a Mike White March I shan't not be forgetting anytime soon. But boy,
Yes.
You took us all around the world with some of these weird movies, these Robin Williams movies. So
I think you said to me, perhaps I'm like, perhaps in private, that I need to redeem myself for next year, or else you're just not going to ask me back anymore.
that's not what I said. I said you need to redeem yourself. I didn't say there was conditional on no
okay.
re-invitations. So
All right. So then next year is going to be Kiss the Girls, Double Jeopardy, Eye of the Beholder, and High
you
Crimes.
don't do it at this point, I'm going to be disappointed. God. Well, starting with you, Begley, and then Mike. Final thoughts on Patch Adams?
Wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I'll never watch it again. It wasn't awful. I'm a little surprised at how much vitriol it got from from critics, to be honest with you. But I
You were just in a bad mood. Maybe. I don't know. Ebert was having a fucking field day with this.
or there was something going on during that time when the manipulation really just soured on people. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was fine.
They were like 3 years from now, we're really going to want this movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious, Mark, did you watch this in 10-minute chunks?
No, the week got completely away from me. Had all kinds of stuff, billing stuff with my own thing, and then work just got crazy. And on Wednesday, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't even started this movie yet, and wasn't able to. So watched it yesterday in full, a whole 2 hours in one go.
Wow. All right. Well, good for you.
Yikes.
Yeah, my final thoughts are very much the same. I'm not sure why this one got just crucified when it came out. This was just being held up as just absolutely terrible. I want to say that there's a joke. I think my friend Ben Buckingham recently brought up that there's a joke in Cecil B. Demented about Patch Adams, and maybe it's like the Sons of Patch Adams or something. I can't remember what it was, a sequel or something, but I try to forget that movie as much as I can. I'm not a big Cecil B. Demented fan, but it oddly, well, I'm not a big fan of Patch Adams either, but yeah, I don't think it was as bad as I was expecting as well. So how about you, Chris?
No, it was pretty much kind of right where I was remembered it. In terms of the things that I did remember from the movie when I watched it the first time, his friend being killed and then the scene with the butterfly are the things that definitely are things I remember from the first time I watched it. Look, I mean, people worked on this movie. People spent a lot of time on this movie. I mean, obviously a lot of effort goes into these things that people watch. So we're seeing the final culmination of it. So it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just, yeah. It's manipulative, and we know that, and we've said it, and the critics didn't like it, and I'm personally not a fan, but at the same time, I understand how it would totally resonate with people, and people would find this to be an appealing thing, because this movie made a lot of money, so it's not like people didn't resonate with it, just the critics didn't. And I think that, sometimes critics and the audience can be at odds with each other, and this is probably one of those movies. Yeah, I don't know. To your point, Mike, like Robin Williams really, I think we all have different places that we come in at his career at, but I think we all come away with the same feeling, which is there will never be anybody else like Robin Williams. And that's a shame because there are very few actors that you can say that about that have had that big of an impact on like everyone that has ever seen anything they've worked on. For the most part, I think Robin Williams always resonates no matter what he's doing because just who he is and who he was. And so, yeah, even at the end of the day, I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie, but Robin Williams is great in it. So at the end of the day, like there is some success to be had, some positives to be had. So Mike, where can people find you and the things that you work on when you're not programming an entire month over here at the Culture Cast?
You can find me and all the things that I do over at weirdingwaymedia.com, which is, the place for all your entertainment needs, everything. We've got streaming television, we've got movie production. No, it's not true. It's just podcasts, but hours and hours of fun time. So
Patch Adams 2 coming soon, Weirding Way Media produced.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll be like the Doug Jones of Weird and Way Media and just start making really shitty movies. So anyway, that's where you can find me. How about you, Mr. Begley?
You can find my two shows, Cambridge and with Sean and Wake Up Hippie, over on weirdwaymedia.com. And you said yours already, huh, Chris?
No, I mean, you guys both said it for me already, technically, so I don't have to say anything. The end. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Boom.
Drop.
Yeah. No, Mike, don't. Don't drop, Mike.
I got it.
Yeah. No. Weirding Way Media. That's where you could go for this show and every other show that I work on, other than patreon.com/culturecast or patreon.com/projection booth, where you can go to check out Rankin' on Bond, which we do once a month with our friend Richard Haddam, where we talk about James Bond. And we are chugging right along. We're nearing the end of Roger Moore's tenure as James Bond and heading into a brief stop with Timothy Dalton before we get to Pierce Brosnan. So if that's the thing you're into, you can find that over at our respective Patreons. Mike, thank you so much for programming the month. As always, it's been fun. It's been real.
You, Chris. I really appreciate every opportunity I get to torture you.
Yeah. This year you took it upon you tortured yourself too. So
I always take the bullet.
Yeah, went through one of us and then went right through the other as well. It's like a Connolly Kennedy situation. Like I got hit by the second bullet or the first one, however you want to look at it.
Back and to the left.
Yeah. And as always, Begley, thank you for joining us as well. Thank you for watching Patch Adams with us. I'm sure and as always, we'll catch you on the next episode.